People love watching the NBA playoffs. It's incredibly entertaining, but they're not getting better while they're watching it. Let's change that through this film study. Let's check out the Knicks first and what they do to get baskets. Here's the pistol action. They're going to throw this ball into the pinch post and they're going to cut off of it. It forces them to decide whether or not they're going to switch. They have 6'4" Drew Holiday guarding Karl Anthony Towns, or they could switch it out with 6'8" Jason Tatum. They decide to not switch, and now this forces the help side defender to step over. At that point in time, now they have a wide open corner three. Let's check it out again so you can see how this flows. They cut off, it's wide open, and now we get a wide open three because the help side is forced to step over. Now, looking at the Celtics and their inverted pick and roll. Here, they're going to have Drew Holiday set the screen instead of a big man. And because he does that, it puts the defense in a goofy position because they're not used to guarding in pick and rolls. These are guards. So now, when they throw this ball into the post, they have a 7-footer trying to close out in a long space. That's a hard thing for a 7-footer to do with no lateral quickness. He'd prefer to be in drop coverage like he is in this clip. Now, you see again, they have Drew Holiday set this. He wants to get in the drop coverage, but he can't. So now he's stuck in an ISO against Tatum. That makes it extremely hard for him to guard, and that forces the help side to step over, and now it's just a one more to the corner. Let's check these clips out again one more time so you can see how it flows.
It's the first Knick turnover this fourth quarter. Tatum. He'll try to tie with the pass inside. Now the lead if Wright can connect.
Now let's move over to the West Coast and check out the Denver Nuggets. They had a great tactic that I loved, them occupying the short corner. Check out the man here in the short corner. He's holding down this defender. The defender can't help, but once this cutter goes, he has to help, and it just makes him a fraction late, so now he can finish at the rim. It's a tough finish, but check out the other opportunities. Again, look at Shea here. Watch how he gets held up by a man that's in the short corner. Now he can't help because he's going to help down. Look how he steps down towards the short corner, which frees up the man cutting right down the middle. We see it in multiple clips. Here you can see, again, they're holding down the short corner, forcing this defender to stay at home, and now you got Jokic playing one-on-one instead of one-on-two. Now this next one is probably my favorite clip. Again, they're holding down the short corner. When the ball goes from one side to the other, they actually set this pin-in action, and now they get this wide open three. Love that. And then again, one last time, you can see Gordon chilling here in the short corner. Help side, they want to step up, but they can't. And now Gordon cuts through the paint and gets that easy shot. So again, check out Shea here. He's playing in that help defense, but he's kind of dropping because he knows there's going to be somebody in the short corner. They just go all the way through, and it's again another wide open layup. The Carlton Ravens are probably the best example for people who just have somebody sitting in that short corner. It opens up multiple shots because it holds down that help defender. So again, if there's a team that you want to study for this, check out the Carlton Ravens. This works for both the coaching side and the playing side. As a player, you can watch where they stand, and then you can find these spots as you're playing in the game. Dwayne Wade, another one of those people. This is one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history. When he sits in the short corner, he finds open scoring opportunities, and that's Dwayne Wade. I'm pretty sure you're not going to demand as much attention as him, so if you do this, you can really put yourself in a great area to get easy baskets. That's Dwayne Wade, who's wide open just by chilling in the short corner. Lastly, we're checking out this sideline out of bounds play by the Thunder. They curl a man and they get the other guy out. And this sets up a two-man game. Now, unfortunately for the Nuggets, Murray makes a bad decision here. He decides to step out with Holmgren, who's 0 for 4 from 3. So that's probably not the best idea, and it leads to this wide open layup. But this is the NBA, so it's the only league where you can go from down 3 with 11 seconds to go to up 2 with 2 seconds to go. 5-point swing in 9 seconds is crazy, but that's what it is. So to review the things that we talked about today, the pistol action ran by the Knicks really forces people to communicate and can make it tough on the defense. Same thing with that inverted pick and roll by the Celtics. Absolutely love this. It forces bigs to guard in spaces that they're not used to guarding. Same thing with guards because they're not used to communicating drop coverages and things of that nature. Hold down that dunker spot like the Carlton Ravens do and cut through it like we saw Dwayne Wade. And then, of course, if you need a sideline out of bounds play, check out that OKC play.